Have you ever felt like the entire universe is nudging you towards something? Like a dream that just won't let go of your mind? Well, that's exactly the feeling at the heart of The Alchemist, a book by Paulo Coelho that became a global phenomenon. Believe it or not, this seemingly simple story has sold over 65 million copies worldwide and been translated into more than 80 languages. It's even spent over 300 weeks on bestseller lists around the globe. You might be wondering, why did Paulo Coelho write this book? Well, it wasn't just another assignment for him. Coelho had walked a long, winding path in life before writing The Alchemist. In interviews, Coelho said that when he sat down to write The Alchemist, all he knew was that he wanted to write about his soul. So, in a way, the book feels very personal, like he's sharing something close to his heart. The main character is Santiago, a young shepherd from Andalusia in Spain. He has a recurring dream that there's treasure hidden at the Egyptian pyramids. You know, that kind of dream that just won't fade away. Santiago decides to follow it. He meets a gypsy fortune teller who tells him the dream is prophetic. Then he encounters a mysterious old man who calls himself Melchizedek, the king of Salem. Melchizedek talks to him about personal legends and gives Santiago two magical stones, Urim and Thummim, which will help him interpret omens. Ready to chase his dream, Santiago sells his flock of sheep and heads to North Africa. But things don't go smoothly. In Tangier, he gets tricked out of all his money. Now he's a penniless foreigner. To survive, he takes a job with a crystal merchant, polishing glasses and learning about business. Ironically, by helping the merchant improve his shop and introducing new ideas, Santiago learns about faith, patience, and the value of following one's dream. Finally, with some savings in hand, Santiago joins a caravan crossing the Sahara Desert toward the fabled oasis of Al-Fayoum. Along the way, he meets an Englishman who's traveling with a trunk full of books about alchemy. The Englishman is searching for a famous alchemist who can turn lead into gold. They arrive at the oasis, a lush green spot in the desert, and become friends. At the oasis, Santiago meets a desert woman named Fatima and instantly falls in love. Fatima is wise and kind, and she understands Santiago's journey. She tells him she will wait for him if he truly goes after his personal legend. In other words, true love won't stop him from pursuing his destiny. It will support him. This reassures Santiago that he can love Fatima. Then, an even more mysterious figure appears, the alchemist himself, a wise and powerful man who lives at the oasis. He sees that Santiago is sincere and courageous, and he offers to guide him for the next part of the journey. The alchemist teaches Santiago to listen to his heart and to read the signs around him. He explains that when a person truly desires something, the universe helps them. To prove it, he instructs Santiago to do something extraordinary, turn himself into the wind. Finally, Santiago and the alchemist arrive near the Egyptian pyramids. Santiago begins digging at the spot from his dream, expecting treasure. But instead of gold, he is confronted by a gang of looters who beat him. One of the thieves mocks Santiago, telling him about a dream he once had of treasure under a tree at a ruined church in Spain. At that moment, everything clicks. The church the thief mentioned is the very one where Santiago first had his dream. Santiago realizes his journey has come full circle. The real treasure was back at home the whole time. All right, so let's unpack the big ideas here. The core message of The Alchemist is about pursuing your personal legend, basically your true destiny or life's calling. The story tells us that when you really want something, the whole universe will conspire to help you achieve it. In other words, set your intention on a goal, and you'll find the world around you offering guidance and opportunities. Some deeper philosophical layers appear too. The book talks about the soul of the world, a kind of spiritual force that connects everyone. Santiago learns that his life is part of something bigger. If he finds treasure, it benefits the world. And there's the idea of alchemy as transformation. In the story, Santiago starts as a simple shepherd and ends as a much wiser person. It shows that pursuing our dreams can also be a process of transforming who we are. Now, you might be wondering, how does this adventure relate to our lives? Think about your own dreams or goals. Maybe you wanted to travel, start a new career, or create something meaningful. The Alchemist says, listen to that inner voice. Even if you aren't literally digging for treasure, the idea is to trust the journey and learn from it. When it talks about following your personal legend, it's telling us not to ignore our true aspirations. Because when we do, the steps we take toward our dreams end up teaching us invaluable lessons. Of course, The Alchemist has its strengths and criticisms. On the plus side, many readers find it deeply inspiring. The writing is simple and poetic, like a modern fairy tale, so it's easy to read and full of memorable lines. A lot of people love quotes like, "When you want something, all the universe conspires to help you achieve it," because they evoke hope. However, thoughtfully, not everyone is a fan. Some critics point out that The Alchemist is very straightforward, kind of like a self-help fable. The lessons are spelled out plainly, and the characters often feel like symbols rather than full, complicated people. For example, the ending twist, "Treasure Under the Tree," is a classic folklore element. Also, in real life, not everything works out just because you want it to. Smile. Still, even if it feels a bit idealistic, the story's aim is to inspire, not necessarily to be realistic. So, in the end, what do we take away from all this? The Alchemist is really a story about not losing sight of what makes you come alive. Reflectively, it encourages us to keep dreaming, pay attention to the signs around us, and be open to adventure. The journey itself can change you. Sometimes chasing a dream becomes the real treasure. Thoughtfully, maybe the point is, Santiago didn't just find gold. He became a better person along the way. Whether you agree with every message or not, it gives us something beautiful to think about. Life can be full of magic if we let it. So, what do you think about The Alchemist? Excitedly, has it inspired you, or did it feel too dreamy? Tell me in the comments below. I love hearing your perspective. Smile. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like and share it. And of course, hit subscribe if you want more book breakdowns and discussions. Cheerfully. Thanks for watching, and remember, every step you take toward your dreams counts. See you in the next one.